Good morning, dear children. In the previous class, we started with History Chapter 3, Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. We studied the background of Germany as to what conditions were prevailing there. We also studied about the Nazi Party and how it slowly gained the importance and the power. We also discussed about Hitler. We discussed few factors for the downfall of Germany. Today, we are going to continue with the same chapter. We are going to study how Hitler gained more and more power, how his party got the majority support in the constitution. What were the factors as to how Hitler gained the confidence of the people? Then we will be discussing that how Hitler became the real power amongst the Germans. What work did he do that the people started having confidence in him and came under his control? So let's start with the explanation of the second part of this chapter.
So, children, in my previous class, I was telling you about the various factors for the downfall of Germany and the failure of Weimar Republic, which was formed during the time of French Revolution, was one of them. As I have told you that Germany's Weimar Republic was hit hard by the depression, that is when the prices went down in the American Wall Street. So what were the consequences? Unemployment soared, especially in larger cities. The political system went down. The unemployment rate reached up to 30%, and there were a lot of problems. The country went into the crisis and the economy's downfall was seen. So there was various problems which the country has to face due to the failure of Weimar Republic. And today we'll discuss about the Treaty of Versailles and impositions on Germany. The Treaty of Versailles was one of the peace treaties at the end of World War I. During the time of Russian Revolution, we discussed about the World War I. So this was the treaty after the World War I to maintain peace in the country. It ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers. This treaty, it was signed on 28 June 1919, exactly 5 years after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. And the other central powers on the German side of World War I were dealt with in separate treaties. So children, this treaty ended the war which was continuously going on between the Germany and the Allied powers. And just remember the date, it was signed on 28th June 1990. And the other extra central powers on the German side of World War I were dealt with in separate treaties. So there were separate treaties which took place with the other central powers. This is the picture of the treaty which was signed, the peace treaty, the Treaty of Versailles. Then let's see what were the legal restrictions, what all took place when this treaty was signed. Article 227 charges former German Emperor Wilhelm II with supreme offense against international morality. He is to be tried as a war criminal. Then Articles 228 to 230 tried many other Germans as war criminals. Article 231, that was the War Guilt Clause, lays sole responsibility for the war on Germany and her allies, which is to be accountable for all damage to civilian populations of the allies. So children, these were the changes which took place when the Treaty of Versailles was signed. Different articles, the number articles, they were framed, and the criminals, they were punished, and the German criminals and as war, they were declared as war criminals. Occupation of the Rhineland as a guarantee of compliance by Germany. Part 14 of the treaty provided that the Rhineland would be occupied by Allied troops for a period of 15 years. Children, Rhineland was a city with lots of resources, and both the allies, they wanted to capture this Rhineland and took control over Rhineland. Then finally, after this treaty, it provided that the Rhineland would be occupied by Allied troops for a term of 15 years. Then there were restrictions on military. German naval forces will be limited to 15,000 men, 6 battleships, 6 cruisers, 12 destroyers, and 12 torpedo boats. No submarines are to be included. The import and export of weapons is prohibited. Poison gas, armed aircraft, tanks, and armored cars are prohibited. Blockades on ships are prohibited. Restrictions on the manufacture of machine guns and rifles. So these also were done after the peace treaty was signed. The German naval forces were reduced to just 15,000 men, 6 battleships, 6 cruisers, 12 destroyers, and 12 torpedo boats. Then import and export of weapons is just stopped, completely stopped. Poison gas, armed aircraft, tanks, the armored cars, it was also prohibited, it was also stopped. Blockades on ships, it was also prohibited. Then restrictions on the manufacturing of machine guns, rifles, it was also stopped. So no such non-violent activities was permitted in the country after the signing of peace treaty. Then rise to power. As I have told you in the beginning that we were studying the factors due to which there was rise of Hitler. Hitler came into power and how his power increased. So these were some of the problems faced by Germany, due to which Hitler consoled the people, gave assurance to the people that he will be like a Messiah, he will act like a God, and he will overcome all the problems which the country is facing, and he will bring peace, happiness, and employment in the country. So these were the few problems which were there in the country. So then we'll see, then let's look at some of the factors due to which there was rise of Hitler, that is how the Hitler gained more and more popularity and more importance in the eyes of the people of Germany. So first factor was inability of Weimar to cope with economic crisis. As Weimar Republic, we have discussed in the previous slide only that Weimar Republic failed. Why it failed? Because it wasn't able to solve the problems of the people which the people were facing, and all the difficulty times the people are facing. So that was the failure of Weimar Republic. So when this Weimar Republic failed, to cope with economic crisis, then arose the Hitler. Hitler's manipulation of situation. Hitler changed the whole situation and gave assurance to the people that he will manipulate, he will change the whole situation of the country. Public desire for order and strength. And he also told the people that they will also get the strength and they can also work hard for maintaining the previous position, for maintaining the previous situation in the country. Politicians' naivety in dealing with Hitler. Then he also assured that the political situations will be improved and all the fear will be solved. Fear of communism. The people were having the fear that the different communities, the different majority, the majority power will rise to power and they were being suppressed. So he told the people that no such activities will be tolerated in the country. So all these problems, all these factors which the Weimar Republic, which the previous government was unable to solve, but Hitler came like a powerful element and assured the people that he will overcome all the problems. And this led to rise of National Socialism, instability of Weimar government. So Weimar government, as I have told you, what was unstable. At times it rose to power, but when it came to power, it was not able to administer the country properly, due to which Hitler got an opportunity to strengthen his power by resolving all these problems. But the Nazis never had a majority. The Nazi Party, as I have told you, it was formed by Hitler only. The Nazi Party never had an absolute majority in the Weimar government. They did become the largest single party, though proportional representation allows non-majority parliaments in the form of coalitions. So children, when the Weimar Republic was in power, the Nazi Party, they never got a majority. But later on, they had an absolute majority in the Weimar government and they became the largest single party through proportional representation allows non-majority parliaments in the form of coalitions. So later on they became the largest single party, though there was provision for the coalition government. Coalition government means that when 2 or 3 parties or more than one party, they join hands to form the government when no single party gets the majority support. But whatever was the matter, the Nazi Party got the majority and it started working hard. Why was Hitler made chancellor? So till now, the Weimar Republic failed and Nazi Party was the only single party who got the majority support. It became a largest single majority party. So public demanded improvements. So Nazi Party, as it came into power, so now the public also demanded that they want improvements. And Nazi Party were largest party in Reichstag. Reichstag is the German constitution. Hindenburg and von Papen thought Hitler could be controlled. Hitler was a national figure after the 1932 presidential campaign. He came second to Hindenburg but had a large proportion of the vote. So when the Nazi Party came, Hitler was made the chancellor, and so the people demanded improvements in each and every field. Nazi Party were largest party in Reichstag, Reichstag, that is the constitution, German constitution. Hindenburg and von Papen thought Hitler could be controlled. But Hitler was a national figure. It became a popular figure in the whole of the country after the 1932 presidential camp. So he became a national figure, a popular figure amongst the people, and the public started demanding improvements that only he can resolve the position, resolve the conflicts, resolve the problems which the country was facing, and the era of problems the country had to face. So they thought that only Hitler could resolve this problem. So now the next question, the most important question which arose was how were the Nazis able to achieve this so quickly? As in the previous slides I have explained you so many problems the people of Germany they were faced and the country was under total crisis. Now how were the Nazis they able to achieve and overcome all these problems? So first was the economic situation was very bad. Chancellors in the period 1928 to 33 they weren't widely supported within the Reichstag. And Hitler was a great public speaker. As I have told you, the economic situation was very bad due to the crash of American Wall Street. Hitler was a great public speaker. The SA and SS disrupted his work of political opponents. The Nazis were funded by the industrialists such as Alfred Hugenberg. The other political parties couldn't work together. Chancellors in the period 1928 to 33 weren't widely supported within the constitution. Goebbels' propaganda was effective. People were fed up of ineffective coalition governments and the current situation. The Nazis targeted certain groups of the electorate. People did not want a return to the hyperinflation of 1923 and 24. So children, Nazis were able to overcome all these problems which the country was facing, and that is the reason why they were able to achieve this so quickly. So these were the problems which Nazis party along with the Hitler he solved, and now the people did want to return to the previous condition in the country. So when Hitler solved all these problems, they started thinking that he was a savior who had helped them a lot and their country, and who had helped to overcome the problems which the country was facing since years and years. And due to all these things which he worked very hard, the people gave more and more support and more importance to Hitler. So till then children, all what we have discussed today, you go through the pages in the book, go through the chapter and try to understand what all work Hitler did to gain control, to gain the support of the German people. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a good day.